Many people believe that building wealth is something that only happens later in life. They imagine that financial success starts when someone earns a high salary, gets a promotion, or suddenly discovers a perfect investment. But the truth is much simpler. Wealth is not usually created by one big decision. It is created by small habits repeated consistently over many years. And the earlier someone starts building those habits, the more powerful the results can be. In your 20s, many financial choices may not seem very important. A small purchase here, a subscription there, a few unnecessary expenses during the week. Individually, they feel insignificant. But money works in a way that many people underestimate. Small decisions repeated hundreds or thousands of times slowly shape your financial future. That is why understanding money early can completely change the direction of your life. One of the most powerful concepts in personal finance is something called compound growth. Compound growth means that your money can begin to generate returns. Then those returns begin to generate their own returns. Over time, this creates a snowball effect. At the beginning, the progress seems slow. But after many years, the growth becomes much faster. Someone who starts investing early often ends up with significantly more wealth than someone who starts later, even if the second person invests more money. This happens because time is one of the most valuable resources in finance. Time allows investments to grow. Time allows compound interest to multiply your money. And time allows mistakes to be corrected. That is why one of the most important habits anyone can develop is simply starting early. You do not need a huge amount of money to begin building financial discipline. Even small amounts invested regularly can create meaningful results over the long term. Another essential habit is understanding where your money actually goes. Many people live their financial lives without ever looking closely at their spending. They know roughly how much they earn, but they do not clearly know where that money disappears every month. When people start tracking their expenses, they often discover surprising things. They notice small recurring costs they forgot about. They realize how often they buy things they do not truly need. And sometimes they discover habits that slowly drain hundreds of dollars each month. Tracking expenses does not mean living a restricted life. It simply means becoming aware. When you know exactly where your money goes, you gain the ability to control it. Instead of wondering why your bank account is empty, you start making intentional decisions. Financial awareness is one of the first steps toward financial freedom. Another powerful principle is avoiding unnecessary debt. Debt can easily become one of the biggest obstacles to financial growth. Not all debt is harmful. For example, certain types of loans used for education or business opportunities can sometimes create value. But high-interest consumer debt can quickly become dangerous. Credit cards are a good example. Many credit cards charge extremely high interest rates. When balances are not paid in full each month, interest begins to accumulate. Over time, the cost of that interest can become enormous. Someone who regularly carries credit card balances may end up paying far more than the original price of what they purchased. This creates a cycle that becomes difficult to escape. Instead of using money to build investments or create opportunities, income is used to pay interest. Avoiding that cycle can dramatically improve your financial future. Another habit that separates financially successful people from others is long-term thinking. In today's world, many people search for quick results. They want fast profits. They want instant success. But financial stability rarely works that way. Most wealth is built slowly. It grows through discipline, patience, and consistent action. People who focus on long-term goals are less likely to make impulsive financial decisions. They are more likely to save regularly. They are more likely to invest consistently. And they are less likely to panic during temporary financial setbacks. Over many years, those habits produce remarkable results. One important lesson about money is that income alone does not create wealth. Many people assume that earning more money automatically solves financial problems. But this is not always true. Some high-income earners still struggle financially. This often happens because spending grows as income grows. When someone earns more money, but also increases their lifestyle costs, their financial situation may not improve at all. True financial progress happens when income grows, while spending remains controlled. That difference between income and expenses creates savings. Those savings can then be invested, and investments can eventually generate additional income. This process slowly builds financial independence. Another powerful habit is learning to delay gratification. Modern culture encourages constant consumption. Advertisements constantly suggest new products, experiences, and upgrades. But people who build strong financial foundations often learn to pause before spending. They ask themselves simple questions. Do I really need this? Will this purchase improve my life in a meaningful way? Is this money better used somewhere else? These small moments of reflection can prevent many unnecessary expenses. Over time, those saved amounts can be redirected into investments or long-term goals. Financial success is rarely about dramatic changes. It is usually about simple habits repeated consistently. Saving a small percentage of income each month. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Investing regularly. Tracking expenses. Thinking long-term. Each habit may seem small on its own, but together, they create a powerful financial system. And once that system is in place, it becomes easier to maintain progress. One final concept worth understanding is patience. Many people abandon financial plans because they expect quick results. They invest for a few months and see little change. They try saving money for a short time and feel frustrated. But wealth building is not a short-term game. It is a long journey. The people who succeed financially are usually those who remain consistent even when progress seems slow. They trust the process. They understand that small improvements accumulate over time, and they continue moving forward. Years later, those small steps often become significant achievements. Building wealth before 30 is not about becoming rich overnight. It is about building habits that will support you for the rest of your life. The earlier those habits begin, the stronger they become. And over time, they can create opportunities, stability, and freedom that many people never experience. Money itself is not the ultimate goal, but the habits you build around money can shape the kind of life you are able to live. And the sooner those habits begin, the more powerful their impact can be.